Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will discuss about the data type with the conversion and parse method. In our previous examples, we have discussed about the data type conversion using the value type of data types such as the integer, long, double and all. Those are the value type, which means are the value directly stored into a system memory. Depending upon the type of data you use, the memory gets allocated into the system by the program. And we have seen how do you use the implicit and explicit type conversion. But we have not discussed about the type conversion or assignment of variable from a reference type to a value type or value type to a reference type, or cross data type references, cross data type conversion. In this demo, we will talk about that. So here in my console application, I have a program which has an integer and a double type of variable, which I'm displaying the value of those variable in my console window using this console.writeLine method. Now let's say if I declare a reference type of data type variable, which is a string, object and dynamic, like we discussed in our data type videos. These are three different reference type of variable. Now to typecast the variable values from a string to a numerical value, let's take an example. I have a numerical value num, right? In that case, let's say if I would like to assign a value to this num value, let's say I have an integer value number 2b is the variable I have declared as an integer type. Now this integer type I would like to assign the value whatever we have it in these reference type. For example, the string type of variable. So objective here is to assign this 99 values to this variable. This could be 99 or anything else. For example, this could be a random number to be specific. This can also be a random number. Now as soon as I assign the implicit type conversion, the C# compiler throws in an error that cannot implicitly convert type string to integer. So obviously that is not possible. Let's see if we can explicitly typecast this using the int data type, because that is what we want to do. Now again, compiler is giving the error that you cannot explicitly convert a variable to a variable of a string type, which is a reference type, to a value type variable. That's not possible, cannot convert that. And that is what the issue we have. And to resolve this issue, what .Dotnet has provided us, it has given a static class. The class name is a convert class, and that has got a number of methods static methods which we can use. So the method name is a convert method, right? And with that convert method, what we are getting here is we are getting a bunch of different type of method. For example, it can convert from base 64 to character array. It can convert from base 64 to a string. So that's about the string operation. But if we go and explore more, you would have the methods to convert a data type from a reference type to a value type. Let's say convert to boolean, to byte, to character, to decimal, to double, int, long, and all those things, right? So you have got all those methods available which you can use to convert these values. So for an example, I can use the byte method because I know that the value this string has, which is value 99, this is going to work perfectly fine. So let me just print these values, which is to be value, and let's see if that works fine. We'll run the program. As you can see that the output we have got is the convert to value using the 2-byte method is 99, and that is the value which was given to the variable string. Same I can do with the other type, which is the object type. So I can assign the object here as well, and then I can create another variable num to be object value, so let's see if that works. It is not going to work, I know the reason, but I would like that to fail, and then we'll discuss why it is not working. As you can see that we are getting the error system.overflow. The reason for that is the object has got the value is 4512, which is 4512, whereas the byte type variable can have only a value up to 256. So obviously we are trying to assign a higher value to a lower value variable type, and that is where we are getting the error. It is the same exception which we have seen earlier. So obviously you have to use appropriate method with that. So appropriate method in this case is going to be N64, N16, or anything beyond which accepts the value 4000 and above. And as we have expected, this time the value is converted successfully, and we have got the message. The message just needs to be changed, because here we are using the value int 16. So that's one thing. Now let's take an example. So this is how the convert to method works. So there, like I said, you have number of other methods which are within this convert class which are available. You can explore these options and you can work on these basically. Okay, now there is a downside of this method as such. So let me just give you one example of the same. Let's say if I have a value as in hello instead of a number, and if I try and convert this value into integer type, which is integer or byte type or value type in short, then it will give me an error. So at the compile time, this method will, or the compiler will not throw an error, because we are using a class which is a convert class and method of that convert class which is 2 byte. But we know that practically it is not possible to convert a hello which is a string to a number which is of type integer. So it says that input was a string, not in correct format, so it needs to be a valid numerical value even though it is a string. So it has to be a proper value. That is what the error we are getting. Now to avoid that kind of error, what we can do is we can use a parse method or try parse method. So let's try and use that method. So I'll just make this as an num. I will assign another value which I'll say hello, and what we'll do is we'll use parse method. So with all these structures or the structure type or value type, we get a parse method. So for example, we have int as a structure, and with that we have a parse method. So there are two methods we have. One is try parse, another one is parse. So let's try and give and use this parse method, and we'll take the value into a result type. This is we have anyways tested, and I'll change the value. So that's number one. I'll just put a comment here using parse method of value type structure. It has given the error again here. The reason is because it's not able to convert the value into a numerical value, because it has a value as in hello. So what you can do is, in this case, you can use a try parse method, and what try parse method gives us, it gives the value of output So let me just declare the output type, and I'll be using this as an output. And we'll be using this output. So what will happen in this case, let's try and debug this just to get an idea. I'll put a breakpoint here and restart again. Let's press F10, and here is the output type. Right now the default value is 0 because it is an integer, and the value we have got here is as an incorrect number value as in hello, which is anyways incorrect value. So let's see that, and you see that we have not received any error because try parse has validated whether it has got any error or not, and then based on that it has converted the value into appropriate value. Okay, now that's how it is working right now, and if I simply run that, this is what the output it is going to display. The value is 0 because it has got the incorrect string value. So at least we have avoided the exception which we were getting it earlier, right? Now if I try and give a valid value, let's say, then see if that is going to work fine. We'll try and debug again. Press F10. Output value is having 0 right now because the line of code is not executed. Once the line of code is going to be executed, the output value is still 0 here. The reason for that is because it is not a valid integer value. Okay, now let's try and give a correct integer value, which is less than 99 or 197. Let's try and run again. Valid value is 0, a number is 199, and see if we have got the valid value. As the string contains a valid integer value, so try parse is actually able to typecast the value from the integer, from the string to a integer type, because earlier we were using hello, which was incorrect, and then we were using a decimal value, which is also incorrect because you cannot assign a reverse order like decimal to an integer type. So that's why it has failed again, and that's the reason it was printing the 0 as a default value. If I try and run again, they should return the correct result, which is 199. So this is how you can use the three methods: convert, the try parse, and the parse method. I hope you have found this useful. please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you in the next video.